Assalamualaikum everyone. Today, our group would like to present about the financial analysis of AirAsia and Emirates Airlines. Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Ainadira binti Muhammad Amdam. I am a holder metric card 2021826356 and I am from THM2404BA. And my group members, which is Atira, Zurain Nabila, Aina Najwa and Zulida. Now, let me start with my part, which is introduction of AirAsia Airline. First, AirAsia Berhad was founded in 1993 and started operating in 1996 and was acquired by Tune Air, Sendirian Berhad, Tony Fernandez Business in 2001. And AirAsia is well known as a Malaysian low-cost carrier. Furthermore, the airline advertise no admin fee but charges for various services that are included at no extra cost and other airline. For the tagline of AirAsia is now everyone can fly. The LCCT, the airport budget terminal that houses AirAsia, was established in KLIA. Next, along with the typical advertising and promotion in print media, AirAsia top management also profited from promotion through news by being extreme media friendly and openly disseminating the most recent information regarding AirAsia as well as the airline industry. Next, for the next slide, is mission and vision of AirAsia Airline. For vision is to be the largest low-cost airline in Asia and serve the 3 billion people who are currently underserved with poor connectivity and height fares. For the mission, the first is to be the best company to work for, where be employee and treated as part of a big family. Second, create a globally recognized Asian brand. For the last mission is maintain the highest quality product, embracing technology to reduce cost and enhance service level. Next, I will presenting about the introduction of Emirates Airline. First, Emirates had its first launch by renting its first aircraft from Pakistan. The Emirates is owned by the Dubai government, but it has always been managed as a separate corporation, which has contributed to its remarkable growth through its distinctive style and rivalry. Next, the airline industry has grown to include a distinguished French section, a leisure division, and a airline IT developer. Next, Emirates Airline is one of the biggest operation of the Airbus A380 and Boeing 777, which highlight its expansion. And Emirates Airline places a higher priority on offering opulent travel experience and excellent customer care, and they provide a different cabin class, including economy, business, and first class, each with its own set of service and amenities. Additionally, by entering into alliance and code-share agreement with several airlines through the world, Emirates has increased its global reach. For the next slide is mission and vision of Emirates Airline. For vision is maintain international recognition as one of the leading aviation and security service business in the world and set a benchmark within the industry. For the mission is to commit and safeguarding all customers, staff, and assets against act of unlawful interference through continuous review, training, and education, implementing international established industry standard and practice to ensure a safe and secure environment while facilitating business growth.
historical performance analysis is used to analyze economic trends and establish economic conditions, formulate long-term strategies for corporate activities, and identify projects and companies for investment. Graph 1 shows the performance historical analysis of Asia starting from 2021 to 2022. From the graph, we can see that there is a decrease in revenue which is 1,132.62 in 2021 to 825.86 in 2022. It shows the decrease of 279.76 due to COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, which is airlines department cannot do the operations at full capacity. For the expenses, there is also a decrease from 2021 to 2022, which is 4,083.27 from 2021 decreased to 1,385.3 in 2022. This is because airline department had to change policies of their company to avoid more losses during pandemic. Net income reportedly increased from negative 33,175.16 in 2021 increased to 33,505.86 in 2022. This loss is due to COVID-19 break. In addition, there's an increase in total asset that in 2021 was 1,944.47 increased to 2,334.84 in 2022. This because they buying a new asset that considered to give benefit in future. Then total liabilities experiencing increase from 35,511.57 in 2021 to 2,396.83 in 2022. Total equity from 2021 to 2022 having a big decrease, which is negative 33,567.1 in 2021 decreased to negative 62. This shows the cash flow of the airlines department not going well during pandemic. Graph 2 shows the performance historical analysis of Emirates starting from 2021 to 2022. From the graph, it shows the revenue have an increase which is 17,922.79 in 2021 to 27,323.53 in 2022. The increase shown is 9,400.74. For the expenses, there is also an increase which is 7,828.22 in 2021 to 12,187.02 in 2022. Then net income is also increased from 9,297.55 in 2021 to 13,002.58 in 2022. In addition, there is also an increase in total asset that in 2021, 687,436.62 increased to 741,961.55 in 2022. Furthermore, total liabilities also experienced increase from 2021 to 2022. In 2021, the total is 603,856.93 increased to 648,657.4 in 2022. This increase most likely from the companies that making a new loans to cover the operating costs during pandemic, while total equity from 2021 to 2022 also experiencing increase which is 835,000. While total equity from 2021 to 2022 also experiencing increase which is 83,579.69 in 2021 to 93,304.15 in 2022.
Okay, thank you for your explanation. So now I will continue for 4.0 financial ratio analysis. 4.1 financial ratio analysis of Air Asia and Emirates. First, application is current ratio formula. Current asset divide current liabilities. For Air Asia, the current asset is 433.9 and the current liabilities is 788 and 85. So the answer is 0.551. For Emirates, the current asset is 191,620.90 and the current liability is 586,667.68 and the answer is 0.321. So the explanation is for Air Asia, for every one current liability, Air Asia airline has 0.55 current assets to settle current liabilities. Besides, for Emirates, for every $1 current liability, Emirates airline has 0.32 current asset to settle current liabilities. So the comparison is Air Asia Airlines have better performance than Emirates. This is because Air Asia can manage short term and pay the short term debt, which is 0.551 to Emirates Airlines. The number 2 application is quick ratio. The formula is cash plus account receivable plus market securities and divide to current liabilities. So for Air Asia, the cash is 0 plus 251 and 0.93 plus 0 divide to 788.85. The answer is 0.321. For the Emirates, they have no specific answer. So the explanation is for Air Asia, for every $1 current liability, Air Asia airline has 0.32 quick access to settle current liability. However, for Emirates, they have no specific answer. And for comparison, Air Asia airline has a strong capability to encounter their short term by using quick asset, with each 0.32, 1 compared to Emirates because not specific. And lastly, 4.4 debt ratio. First application is total asset to total liabilities ratio. The formula is total asset divided to total liabilities. For the Air Asia, the total asset is 2,334.82 divided to total liabilities, that is 2,396.83 and we get 0.97. For Emirates, the total asset is 741,961.55 and for total liabilities 648,657.4 and we get 1.141. For the explanation, for every $1 liabilities, Air Asia airline has 0.97 asset to settle the debt of the company's net income. For the Emirates airline, for every $1 liabilities, Emirates airline has 1.14 asset to settle the debt of the company's net income. For comparison, Emirates airline has better capability, which is 1.14 to pay the debt compared to Air Asia Airlines, which is 0.97. And the number 2 application is total liabilities to total asset ratio. The formula is total liabilities divided to total asset. For Asia, total liabilities is 2,396.83 and the total asset is 2,334.82 and they get 1.021. For the total liabilities, Emirates Airline is 648,657.4 divide to total asset is 741,961.55 and they get 0.871. The explanation is for every $1 asset, Air Asia Airline required $1.02 liabilities to run its operation. For Emirates Airline, for every $1 asset, Emirates Airline required $0.87 liabilities to run its operation. And the comparison is Air Asia Airlines performance is better than Emirates Airlines, which 1.02 compared to Emirates Airline 0.87. And the number 3 is debt to equity ratio. The formula is total liabilities divide total equity. The total liabilities for Air Asia 2,396.83 divide total equity is negative 62, and we get negative 38.61. For Emirates Airlines, total liabilities is 648,657.4 divide to total equity 93,304.15, and we get 6.951. For explanation, for every $1 equity, Air Asia Airlines required negative 38.66 liabilities to run its operation. But for Emirates Airline, for every $1 equity, Emirates Airline required 6.95 liabilities to run its operation. So the comparison is, for the performance, the comparison shows that Emirates Airline has better performance to attract the investor to invest in the company. And I will pass to the next slide. Thank you.
In our finding, both Emirates Airlines and AirAsia Airlines performance analysis have been evaluated and examined. Overall, the two airlines' performances were inconsistent. Some elements of the region do, however, gauge their effectiveness. According to current ratios, AirAsia will be able to survive short-term debt better than Emirates Airlines in 2022. Debt that must be repaid within a year is referred to as a short-term debt. Emirates has a ratio of 0.32 ratio to 1 compared to 0.55 ratio to 1 for AirAsia. The majority of airlines were forced to shut down or operate at insufficient capacity during the COVID-19 outbreak. Next, let's perform a brief ratio analysis to see how AirAsia Airlines compares to its competitors in terms of paying off short-term debt. AirAsia has a ratio of 0.32 ratio to 1, while Emirates has a ratio of 0 because it's not been stated in the statement. Emirates Airlines is further ahead of its rivals, particularly AirAsia, in terms of debt. The ratios of total assets and debt to equity can be used to demonstrate this. Emirates Airlines demonstrates a greater capacity for debt repayment than AirAsia Airlines based on the ratio of total assets to total liabilities. For instance, Emirates has a higher capacity to pay off debt, which is $1.14 compared to AirAsia, which is $0.97. Next, Emirates Airlines surpassed rival AirAsia in the debt to equity ratio. For instance, the comparison reveals that Emirates performs better in luring investors to make investments in the business. This demonstrates that Emirates performs better than AirAsia at luring investors to invest in their business. In conclusion, Emirates is a hotel that performs better than AirAsia. As indicated above, there are a number of financial indicators that can demonstrate this. Now, I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Next, conclusion. Finally, this can be a result of Emirates Airline having greater specificity and creative advertising that draw visitor Emirates Airline. Also engage in marketing, offering ticket from Kuala Lumpur to Istanbul for RM3811 a discount, while AirAsia Airline fare from KL to Hanyai is RM219 and 60 ringgit. Because it performed well and has greater strength, Emirates Airline is a more prosperous airline than AirAsia Airline. This is so that they can correctly manage their money and know how to exchange their product. For instance, by keeping up with trend, many corporate activities were impacted by the COVID-19 issue, but Emirates Airline was nevertheless able to establish its finance and manage its employee pay by adhering to the baseline salary and other standards for their business. However, due to the outbreak, AirAsia flight unable to run as usual, which result in losses for the company. Due to the circumstance, organization should restructure their operation and consider the best course of action to ensure that their company can continue to make money despite to the current effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. For instance, they might advertise heavily on social media or internet platform to increase their profit. Additionally, since this is the era of the power of viral, Emirates Airline must also adapt the style to promote its hospitality offering. In conclusion, Emirates Airline performance is a more successful trip than that of its rival business, Asia Airline. So, after employing several tactics, we anticipate that both airline will consistently perform well in their airlines. So that's all from me and our group, and thank you.